Mickey's Toontown is back open at Disneyland. After being closed for about a year, the land has been totally refreshed with new experiences and attractions. I'm going to show you everything that you need to know before visiting, including what's new and also what's returned. So follow along and I'll show you everything that you need to know before your next visit to Toontown. Mickey's Toontown first debuted at Disneyland Park on January 24th, 1993, and on March 9th, 2022, the land temporarily closed for a reimagining. This land, still very focused on families with young children, adapts to the new ways that families intend to experience theme parks, with a variety of familiar characters, new snacks to try, colorful landscapes, and even an all-new attraction. Toontown once again feels like you're stepping into the animated home of Disney's most iconic characters. So what's changed with Toontown now that it's reopened and what stayed the same? Overall, the entire land is kind of like a big playground. There's Centennial Park with the Dreamer Tree where kids can climb on its roots. There's also the El Capitan Theater belonging to the new landmark attraction Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway. Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin also makes its return. And on the other side, we have City Hall as well as some retail locations and a dining destination known as Cafe Daisy. If you love the Toontown Hills before, they are back as well as Mickey and Minnie's houses. However, Chippendale's Treehouse is not back, but there is a retheme to the coaster. In addition, Goofy and Donald had some reimagining done to their home destinations. So far, characters that you can expect to meet in Toontown are Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Pluto, Clarabelle, and the new addition, Pete. Similar to Avengers Campus, these characters roam Toontown greeting guests kind of like celebrities. Actually, they are celebrities of the land, and not all of them have a certain spot where they can greet guests. Most of the time, you'll see the characters sort of just strolling through Toontown, ready to pose for a photo. At times, you may also see them tucked away over here, kind of in a mini photo spot near the roller coaster. If you're looking for a specific character, always feel free to ask a cast member when they might be out next. Another good spot to see them is toward the back of the town where they might enter or exit. But if you wear one of them on your shirt, you're almost guaranteed to get a hug. They always seem to notice. As for Mickey and Minnie Mouse, because they have their own houses next to each other, these are the ideal spots to meet them. Both houses are pretty much exactly the same as they were before, except totally refreshed. Paint jobs have been completed, and anything that wasn't quite working before has been totally refreshed. It's great to see Mickey and Minnie's houses back in full working order, just like they were in the 90s. This is inside Minnie's house, and there's just so many fun things to check out here. And if she is meeting guests, you'll see her in this gazebo right outside the back door. Now, when Mickey and Minnie are available for greeting guests, the lines can get pretty long. However, and many times if you just want to see the house and you don't want to have to wait in line to meet the character, you can often just stroll through the house, and then at the end, you're kind of given the opportunity to either stay and take a photo, or you can just go around the line, exit, and head back into Toontown. For example, this is where you would turn to leave Mickey's house. Now, as for Goofy's house, this has been turned into the How to Play Yard. In its original concept, it was a bounce house, but it's since been turned into an interactive play yard. Now, the playground portion is specifically designed for ages 2 to 12 years old, and inside Goofy's house is a candy making factory that uses honey from these beehives. Of course, it's all simulation, but you get to step inside Goofy's home and simulate making this candy. There are all kinds of buttons to press and levers to pull and things to spin, and you'll see these little balls flying all around near the ceiling. They go into all of these different contraptions. It's just a ton of fun to watch and do. You can also pick the different flavors that you like to see inside your candy. They show you where they're simulated heating. I mean, these balls are just like actually floating in the air. And when you get enough candy, it hits full, and then you kind of see them all plinko down together. And there's an interactive game where you get to sort all of the candy once it starts falling down. Now, the outside play area can get really busy with kids, but here's what it looks like with the slides at the playground. During your visit, there may be cast members managing crowds here. You also might see Goofy wandering the yard, but this is a great way for a lot of kids to get out their energy, especially after waiting in lines for rides. And Disney did specifically design these areas for different types of sensory needs. Everything is designed at kid eye level and specifically made for them. Donald's boat is now Donald's Duck Pond, and you can no longer climb up into the boat. However, there is a new water play area, and this should be open before summer 2023. And the dry portion has these sort of spinning seats. All of this is also gated in so parents can easily see where their kids are and so they don't take off through Toontown soaking wet. Another new fun part of Toontown is seeing all of the interactive features with Huey, Louie, and Dewey inside the boat. And then you can see how the boat really looks as it's flooded on the inside. Now, in the spot where Chip 'n Dale's treehouse used to be is this nice green lawn where kids can play. Another great play area is near the entrance on the other side in Centennial Park. Kids can play on and around the Dreamer Tree roots and also read some Braille on them. Now, after all that playing around, someone might need to just take a break and lay down for a second. So Disney actually created these awesome picnic kits that you can buy at Good Boy Grocer. $36.99, you can get a perfect picnic basket with a blanket and 3 snack items. And if you just want the basket with the snacks, you can get that for $25.99. And you can also add additional snacks for additional cost. But you're free to set up your picnic anywhere on these grassy areas around the land. I really loved how the basket came with the gloves so you can hold it just like you're a cartoon character. That made it just incredibly fun to have. And even though this was a little bit smaller than I expected, it actually did hold quite a bit. One of the snack items was the kids-sized Dasani water that I chose to get. I also got one of these Cuties mandarin oranges, and you can choose from other items like snack cheeses, fruit rolls, crackers, and more. But I was feeling a bit hungrier, so let's check out the food at Cafe Daisy. So before there were other things here like Daisy's Diner and Clarabelle's, but now it's just all Cafe Daisy. Food here is designed for both grown-ups and kids. There's everything from snacks to entrees to specialty drinks, and everything came really nicely in one of these bags so I could set up a picnic or even just eat at one of these tables, which is what I chose to do. First up are these pizza flopovers. They're basically small pizzas that have been folded into a sandwich. I went with the pepperoni pizza flopover, which is pepperoni mozzarella provolone with tomato sauce. I love that there was plenty of cheese, and I gotta tell you, after that first bite, this was hands down the best pizza that I've had at Disneyland. The dough was just right, it was extra cheesy, I love pulling it apart like that. This is something I look forward to getting again. Now, if that looks a little too heavy for you, there is also a plant-based option, the spring garden wrap. It's a romaine and quinoa wrap with creamy lemon dressing and toasted pumpkin seeds, and it comes with house-made chips. This was nice and hearty and very filling, so I do recommend it. It's $12.99. And here are the house-made chips that it comes with. These were like nice and thick and crunchy. I really like these ones too. But after those savory items, I'm really glad that I ordered something sweet. Up next, we have Daisy's Goody Goody Donuts. These are house-made donuts with cinnamon sugar. They were nice and soft, had a great cinnamon flavor. They kind of reminded me of the Hostess ones. I did wish they were warm though. And I decided to wash all of that down with a Picnic Time watermelon lemonade. This is made with Minute Maid's zero sugar lemonade with watermelon premium syrup and watermelon gummies. So it for sure has sugar in it, but it's a lot less sweet than you would think because of that zero sugar lemonade. It had a little bit of tartness. You could definitely taste the watermelon flavor. It was so refreshing. Like if it was a really, really hot day, I would have drank this thing really fast. And the gummies were kind of melty at the bottom and they were really sour. They were punching that sour flavor. Now, at Disneyland, the souvenir sippers are all the rage, and this Donald Duck one is adorable. You can carry it around you like a lanyard, and you can actually fit that entire drink in there. It doesn't look like you could, but you can. So if you want to get extra fancy with it, drink out of that. You can also fill it with one of these Fanta flavored slushies. Come in blue, raspberry, watermelon, orange, cherry, mango, and Coca-Cola. I think kids are really going to dig this one. It was sweet, but I have a sweet tooth, so I loved it. You can get those at Good Boy Grocer. Now, one of the things that adults have been looking forward to drinking is a specialty cold brew. It's kind of a mudslide and caramel cold brew with Joffrey's coffee. I did not like this. It almost tasted burnt. I'm not sure if it was just a bad batch, but it was. Luckily, I've been looking forward to these Minnie's mini corn dogs, and they delivered. They tasted just like the ones you get at Casey's Corner in the Magic Kingdom. This is off the kids menu, but I highly recommend if you like corn dogs. Now, one of the coolest things was that Daisy came around to each of the tables and greeted us. This felt like I was attending a character lunch or something. Now, a little line skipping tip here. Not only can you mobile order food at Cafe Daisy, but you can also get these picnic baskets. It does depend on availability, but check it out on the mobile order earlier in the day. One more collectible foodie item that people are loving are these new popcorn buckets offered at the popcorn stand in Toontown. You can find this one to the left of Mickey's house. You might be more now in the mood for some shopping, and Toontown has one of the most charming new stores at the Disneyland Resort. Engineers Souvenirs has a wide variety of merchandise from Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway to Toontown in general. This location serves as a gift shop exit for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and it's really fun to look at the train with the track that runs along the top of the store. Here you can find all of the Toontown themed merchandise packed into one location, including this new lunchbox style picnic basket and this massive Runaway Railway themed picnic blanket, perfect for spreading over the grass. But really, this is the spot for Toontown souvenirs because there's gifts for all ages. Whether you're looking for a classic Mickey plush or some specially designed Minnie ears, Engineers Souvenirs really has it all. So another line skipping tip, this location offers mobile checkout. Just open the Disneyland app, hit the plus sign at the bottom, and select Merchandise Mobile Checkout. I also recommend from Engineers Souvenir is some of the candy themed from Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway queue. They even have the Power Limes Taffy. I've been waiting to try this. Originally, I thought this was going to be kind of like a sour straw type of thing, but this one for sure is lime flavored candy. There's also these Golly Pops, and they have different goofy expressions on them. These would make some really great gifts, and you can pack them in your picnic basket. The taffy for sure had a bold lime flavor. I really liked it. I mean, I love taffy, so this was nice. It was sour. But the lollipops were not nearly as sweet as I thought they would be. I'm really glad it was that way. They come in raspberry, lemonade, and fruit punch. And before we show you the last remaining parts of Toontown that you gotta check out, if you like this video, make sure you click the like button and also the subscribe button. Both will help my channel grow, and I can keep you posted with more Disneyland updates. So now onto one of the main reasons people visit Disneyland, the rides. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway did open back in January ahead of Toontown, but this trackless dark ride is one of the best attractions Disney has ever made. It is so colorful and fun. There is no height restriction to ride it, but it is very popular, so I recommend riding this attraction very early in the day. Afterward, you may want to head right over to Chip 'n Dale Gadget Coaster because believe it or not, this little ride can get over an hour wait. It just doesn't have the capacity to bring as many guests through at a single time. It's a great first roller coaster for little kids. It's not very long, but it is a ton of fun. So again, I highly recommend prioritizing this attraction because even as early as 11 a.m., this can have a very long wait. Now, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin is back. There really aren't any major changes. Some of these changes were actually made before Toontown closed. One of the things I did notice is that the queue lighting was a lot brighter than before.
Not good news? Tell me something I don't know.
Another thing to note is that Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin does have a lighting lane that you can book if you purchase Disney Genie Plus. So that's another great way to skip this line because it can also get very long, or you can just also ride it earlier in the day. Now on the Gag Factory side of Toontown near Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, a lot of this still remains the same. All of these sound boxes are pretty much the same as they were when the land opened back in the 90s. However, a big new change is that Mickey's Toontown is planned to open later in the night. It's important to note that the land will close every single day there are fireworks at 8 p.m. However, new lighting packages allows Toontown to reopen at 10 p.m. So if you're going on a day where there are later park hours, like say the park is open till 11 or midnight, expect to see Mickey's Toontown also reopen at 10 p.m. Just note though, if you are in the land between 7:30 and 8 p.m., some of the things may be closed, including the bathroom. You also may see Good Boy Grocer closed down at 8 p.m., so you may not be able to get one of those picnic baskets. And Cafe Daisy will usually reopen with a limited menu. But let's face it, it's already been an incredible year for Disneyland. The resort is the center of Disney 100, celebrating 100 years of the Walt Disney Company. Looking forward to more in 2023. I'm David Vaughn. Thanks for watching.